It's your boy in the house. I'm here in studio, okay? So Molly should be happy for that. She's not alone.
I am happy.
Your boy is here. I told you I'd be back. We got NBA playoff stuff to talk about. I got my man Doggy in the house as in Mad Dog Russo. But guess what? He ain't even the big dog in the building. My man Snoop Dogg is in the house. I got Doggy with the dog, with Molly, and yours truly. Holla at your boy. Wow! It's good to be back.
The 3-seed Lakers feel they did not play their best, and they are geared up for tonight. Luka for 3.
This is vintage Luka Doncic. Just so gifted offensively.
Another great feed by LeBron.
I'm not sure we saw any of this in Game 1.
Lakers are going to win it by 9 and tie this best-of-7 series at 1-1.
Going into the Minnesota is going to be a war. No matter what, we can't panic. We got to stay together, and that's on me and Bron to keep the team together.
All right, you know I'm hyped up right now, not just because of the NBA playoffs, not just because of L Draft. I've got Mad Dog and Stephen A in studio, and Snoop, and my guy Windy joining us.
Good.
This is First Take. That's what I'm talking about. What's going on, Windy? It looks like you're being held against your will, but I'm confident that you're safe and okay.
Cleveland in the spring. What am I supposed to say?
My goodness.
He does look, dare I say, presidential. He does.
It's so interesting. Your mind always goes there.
Mr. President.
Oh,
Presidential mugshot.
Yeah, that's more like it. Windy, you and I are seeing eye to eye. Gentlemen, we had some good NBA action. Let's dive into it. How about those Lakers? Said they collectively got smacked in the mouth by the blowout loss to the Timberwolves in Game 1. Game 2 was all about their response, and LeBron loved his team's tenacity. The Lakers fought back to even their series with Minnesota with a 94-85 victory Tuesday night. Much of that thanks to Luka, who led the Lakers to a Game 2 win with 31 points last night. Luka became the second player in NBA history to average 30 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists in the first 2 playoff games with a franchise, joining Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in 1977 with the Lakers. All right, Essay, here's what I want to know. Are you higher on LA, or are you just more down on Minnesota?
Well, listen, give LA its props. Give JJ Redick his props for having these brothers ready. His profanity-laced tirade in the fourth quarter, they deserved it because they were taking their foot off the gas. But I think this was about me being disappointed in Minnesota. I can't emphasize. Listen, when you watch Minnesota, 117 points in Game 1, a season low, 85 in Game 2, a season low. You know, they got bipolar disorder, man. You don't know which Minnesota Timberwolves team is going to show up. They look discombobulated. They look disorganized. They look chaotic. You're dribbling too much. You're not spreading the floor properly. You're not making the extra pass. And don't get me started with this shooting. 5 of 25 from three-point range after the way they shot lights out in Game 1. This is the reason why people felt this was a matchup made for the Los Angeles Lakers coming into this series. Because with Minnesota, you never know what you're going to get. They were trapping Anthony Edwards. They were getting the ball out of his hands. I understand it. But you're looking at Naz Reid. You don't need to be handling the ball too much. McDaniels, you don't need to be handling the ball too much. Julius Randle, listen, Mr. Lefty, he ain't ambidextrous, okay? We know this, all right? Even though he put up some decent numbers last day, had 27 points. I just found myself incredibly frustrated with Minnesota. The Lakers scored 60 points over the last 3 quarters. 60 points over the last 3 quarters of the game. And still, Minnesota never pulled closer than within 9 because you're all over the place offensively. You can't win this series like that. You don't have a chance to win this series like that. You're looking at them and you're just saying to yourself, Mike Conley Jr., you've been a veteran point guard in the league for years. Control them. Control the pace. You know what? You got a ball. Don't be driving and drive. I saw McDaniels literally run over Austin Reeves. And then looked at the ref like, what? What did I do? You mean what you did? It's not football. You're not trying to run, not trying to break tackles. I'm trying to get to the basket. You're just looking at them right now. And I was just turned off, Windy and Doggy, about how chaotic they look. That is not a team that would beat the Lakers in this series.
100%. They were self-satisfied that they got the split with the first game on Saturday night where they made 1,000,000 threes. Good job by JJ. I guess they had a hard practice the day before. They went through film on Easter Sunday. He did have him ready to play. He's done a good job, so give him credit for there. But I definitely agree with you 100% about Minnesota. I think Steve's. I look at more from a Minnesota standpoint and a Lakers standpoint, too. You figured the Lakers were going to win the game. They were favored. Even in Vegas, down by a game, they were still pretty much a pick 'em in the series, which was odd. And Minnesota does not have a great home court. I'll give you a million examples of teams in the last, whatever it might be, going into the Target Center winning games. Dallas did last year. Obviously, Denver did when they were down 2-0. They got back to 2-2. So from that perspective, I'm a little worried that Minnesota appeared to be, hey, you know what? We got a split. We won the first game. We'll go out there and play, and we'll see. Maybe we'll have a chance in the fourth quarter. And I think they didn't come with that urgency that you'd like to have. They were out of the game right away. The game was not competitive after the first quarter. That's one of those playoff games. You watch the first quarter, you've seen it all. But I'm with Steve 1,000%. Me, it's more about the T-Wolves than about the Lakers. It really is.
Brian?
I hated watching this game. It was 12:30 in the morning, and it was close enough that I had to keep watching it, but neither team was impressive down the stretch. I will give the Lakers credit. This was a must-win game for them. Luka came out and was awesome in the first quarter. As I'm watching the end of this game, where they're both bumbling and stumbling and running over each other and all that stuff, I'm thinking of what the Denver Nuggets LA Clippers series looks like. Those two heavyweights who look like they both could win the West under the right circumstances. I'm thinking about Oklahoma City, who has dismantled the Grizzlies so far, totally looking like the 68-win team that they were during the regular season. And I'm thinking, one of these two teams thinks that they can run through the West playing this way? No way. So I'll give them a pass that it was the first two games of the series and it's going to be a long series. I just wasn't impressed either way. Luka has given Minnesota all kinds of problems over the last 2 years. If I was going to look into the future and say how this series is going to go, I don't see how Minnesota stops him, so I'd lean towards the Lakers. I think he probably carries them. But Ant Edwards hasn't been great these first two games. And what was alarming about last night's game is that he said he was confused by the defense the Lakers played on him. He said it was sort of a zone. I'm not an X's and O's expert. I think the way the Lakers were playing against him is similar to the way they play against great scorers, where they just try to crowd the paint and dare the guy to kick and shoot threes. Maybe there was a new wrinkle that JJ Redick came up with that I didn't see, and I'll grant for that. I don't think Ant Edwards showed the aggression he needed to show considering the stakes. And the big thing was he had no assists in this game. He hasn't had a no-assist game in 3 years. He had 9 assists in game one. So this is really about Ant Edwards answering back with a great game or two when this series goes to Minneapolis.
Well, first of all, collectively speaking, as an offense, they were absolutely awful. Let's get that out of the way. Okay, you got a situation where you're looking at Naz Reid and Jaden McDaniels. They combined for 48 points on 19 for 25 shooting in game one. That's 76%. Last night, they combined for 17 points. Think about that. That's a 31-point drop-off on 6 of 19 shooting, which was 31%. Okay, so you got that going on. Rudy Gobert,